You're very welcome back to Saturday AM. Now, Bewleys finally opened the doors once again to its flagship restaurant on Grafton Street. During its 3-year renovation project, did the iconic brand manage to hold on to its famous charm? Well, I popped along recently to find out. It's been exactly a week since Bewleys Grafton Street reopened its doors, and finally I've made it in 7 days later for a cup of tea. Congratulations, Cole. The space is stunning. Actually, quite like I remember it, but shiny and new at the same time.
The reaction has been totally humbling.
Before we get into the intricacies of the renovation project, Cole, could you tell us a bit about the history?
Really, we can see the origins of what we know as Bewleys today. In 1840, they had a place in Sycamore Alley. In the 1890s, then they bought a place in Georgia Street, and they were selling tea over the counter as retail, and the origins of the cafe came from that shop.
So the Bewleys family, moving into the 20th century, eventually sold up, and Bewleys then came into the hands of the Campbell family, which would be your family.
Yeah.
And so how did your family feel about the responsibility and a burden, in a sense, of respecting the brand?
Yeah, we were very conscious of it, and like my father and mother would have sort of had a reverence about Bewleys, but also saw that, you know, like how relevant it was, and that sort of place for people to meet and to connect.
So the renovation took 3 years. Why? What happened in that 3-year period?
The place had never ever been designed as a cafe. And what we had to do to make that, to move all the services that are required for a sort of a comfortable environment for customers, but also a proper working environment for staff, and to give them the equipment that they needed, required a lot of moving around.
Because I was delighted to walk in and see that the original stained glass windows at the back are still there.
Absolutely. Harry Clark was commissioned by Ernest Bewley to make those windows for this place. And when you go down and look at the little minute details, like there's beautiful birds, there's beautiful flowers, but it just encapsulates so much of what Bewleyness is.
Talk to us about the wallpaper. Is that original?
Oh, the wallpaper. Because of the delays, we started taking down the stuff that had been put up, and some of the workmen pulled down a panel, and there, under all the dirt and grime, was this panel of wallpaper that dates back to the 1800s.
But it looks like new.
Well, I know it does, and it's made in Leitrim. It's like crazy.
Absolutely beautiful.
Another original feature would be the octagonal pillar that you see as you walk into the cafe. And its elegance is in the quality of the materials and the craftsmanship, without being over ornate.
Now, Bewleys is famous for its cakes and scones, so I want to see where the kitchen is.
We've no kitchen, we have a bakery. We have our own scratch bakery. Come on downstairs.
Lovely, thank you.
So Laura, I've brought you down here into the bakery. The windows into the bakery allow anyone who's coming past to look in and see the craft as it happens.
It's a busy bakery.
It sure is. It's open 20 hours a day. They're producing about 1,000 cakes, 300 scones, and that's to service maybe about 1 million tea and coffee per year.
Cole, thanks so much. I've really enjoyed my tour of Bewleys this morning, but we're not done yet because there's one more phase that I believe is not opening for another few months, which you're giving me a sneaky peek this morning.
Absolutely. I'd like to bring you upstairs to the first floor, which
Lovely.
is wonderful.
Cole, you brought us upstairs. It's a building site, so what am I looking at here?
Well, I suppose up here you're looking at what it would have been the kitchen, and one of the reasons I was saying earlier on that we had to design it as a cafe proper, it had always had these incremental changes, and the kitchen had ended up separate from the bakery. So that was a problem, and moving the kitchen down to beside the bakery was one of the key factors in delaying us. So what we'll have up here is going to be called the Poet's Corner. And we've got a fireplace. You can see perhaps a little bit of it over there. That's an original piece, and it's been put back into the space.
So you need a nice cup of tea now in March when it's all over.
It'll be great to sit down.
Well, you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Cole, thanks so much for bringing us around Bewleys
No,
today.
thank you, Laura.
I'm going to have a hot chocolate now, if that's okay, and a cherry bun.
Top class.
mates.
It was all right, I didn't
Sitting in
mind.
the corner.
It was sitting there coming into the office. I was
You know
delighted.
what strikes me? The size of the place. It's
Yeah.
huge, isn't it?
Huge.
Yeah, the second phase is going to open, which will have another 120 seats, I
And
believe.
is that where the theatre's going to be? Going
They're
back
bringing the
into
theatre back there.
the
Yes,
lunchtime
yeah,
thing, 'cause
it
that's
has
a
been
Dublin
ongoing.
institution.
It has, yeah.
There is something lovely about the whole concept of the tea rooms, isn't there? And the
Yeah.
whole people
And the fact
watching
that with the stained glass windows and the furnishings, that's so. We're talking about World Cup memories. That place brings back so many memories for me because when I first came to Dublin and to go to college, no money,
No friends.
no friends, like Laura, no friends. Sit there and you get a pot of tea for I don't know whatever it was, £1, and you sit there for hours.
hours, yeah.
Hours, and they wouldn't disturb you, and you'd sit there and chat.
Well, I tell you, there were queues out the door there, so I'd say there'd be some people giving you lasers if you're there with your tea for a few
Really?
hours.
Oh, yeah,
It was so
yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
But it's funny you should say that about reminiscing. And Anna mentioned earlier the World Cup music, because when I was there filming, Cole, who we were chatting to, it said that he brought his head chef, head baker up on the first day that they opened to the mezzanine level, said, close your eyes and listen. And so I did the same, and it immediately transported me back to the 80s with my mum been in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Just the sound and the china teacups and everything.
yeah.
It's amazing.
So people talking.
Pot
Yeah.
of tea and this coffee slice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have time for a
That's
few World
lovely.
Cup memories? We do indeed. Lovely one here from Anne. My memories being in Hollis Street after having my son the day before the Ireland-Netherlands match.
Man.
The match started, but the telly in the main ward just went on the blink before the match.
no.
All we heard were frantic new daddies running down the corridor, shouting for a telly that was working. And my World Cup baby is now 27
Oh,
years
that's
old.
sweet, isn't it?
Brilliant.
It's frightening, isn't it?
An anonymous text, the night of Ireland and Italy 1990, I had a picture of Padre Pio and a candle on the table. And when my friend saw it, she shouted, "Oh no, Pio's Italian, take it down before the match starts."
You wouldn't have been loyal to us anyway.
That's very Irish, isn't it?
Oh, Ken is saying, and I suppose that everyone has this sense of getting so worked up in a match, and I
yeah.
get so involved in it that I forget who I am. I'm basically a quiet person, but leave me in a pub with a match on TV, and soon I'll be shouting in front of strangers. The Munstering Italia 90 were some of the best of my life. It might surprise both of you. I don't know a huge amount about sport.
Really?
But when matches like this
There you
come
go.
on, I get really excited about it and asking
Yeah.
about all the players and stuff. And my husband just thinks I'm just a waste of space looking at the TV.
It's
because
great to see you're so excited, given the fact that this time yesterday you didn't know the match was on.
I did. I just wasn't sure at the time.
Oh, you didn't know what time it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, the time of
right,
year.
yeah. You had it written in the book. Yeah.
Okay.
I
What
hear
time
you.
is it on?
I haven't a clue. I won't even get to see it
He's
tonight.
on. I think this is pretty impressive now, right? For a
I'm-
guy who loves
Loves
soccer,
me football.
sport.
I'm bringing Mrs.
Ireland.
D out on a date.
He's out on date night
Loves his
tonight.
wife more.
Are you?
Loves his wife more than
Yeah, we're
football.
going to see Miss Saigon tonight.
That's because you've been missing the last 2 weeks.
And to the theatre.
Loser.
Theatre. It's pretty
Loser.
impressive.
You'll have the
Brownie
iPhone
points.
on, I'm sure.
It's called The Secret to a Happy Marriage, Thomas.
We want more of your World Cup memories, not your Miss Saigon memories. Okay, so
Now, still to
more
come,
of them today.
Fair City and Love Hate star Johnny Ward will be stopping by for a chat.
How do you know if you have high blood pressure? Well, our resident GP will have advice.
We're getting scientific as well when we use nitrogen to freeze ice cream in the kitchen.
And see how some classic old school recipes are being used to raise money for charity. See you in a few minutes.